Good morning, explorers. Today is Wednesday, and I am on my way to Southern Roots. And this is the barbecue place that I mistakenly went to on my last video. But it's funny, you have to see the last video because I went to the Grand Restaurant, which is here, thinking it was the one, Swing and Swine, that I was supposed to go to. So now I'm at the right place. Ooh, gee. I am at Southern Roots, and I double checked to make sure this is the right place, and it is on my app. But yeah, this is the pickup is at 11:58. And the time of arrival right now for me is, not 11:58, 10:58, and the time now is 10:55. Why am I keep saying 11? Time is already going too fast now. I don't need to speed it up another hour. But the time now is 10:55, and my pickup is at 10:58. So let me find a parking space. And I'll go inside in about another minute or two and see if it's ready. Okay, y'all, let's go inside and get this food. It looks like it could be a light one. Not too many packages. So we shall see. All right, I told the young lady I have a pickup. She said, okay. Doesn't look like it's ready. So y'all, after sitting there and waiting for a few minutes, not sitting, but standing there inside the restaurant, waiting for a few minutes with the young lady attending to the tea, and you saw that guy that passed by. He didn't say anything. He didn't ask. So I said, I asked the girl, I said, well, how long do you think it'll take before my order's ready? Oh, what's the name on the order? I said, well, it's a catering order, so it doesn't really have a name. It has a code. Okay, we have 3 orders going out, so that's why I asked. I said, sure. So I showed her the code. She said, okay. So she goes in the back and asks, and they said, she came back out and said, about 10 minutes. All right, then I'll go in my car and sit and wait. Couldn't you have communicated that with me earlier? To say, ma'am, it'll take about 10-15 minutes before the order is ready, so that I can let my people know I'm not just sitting here and killing time, you know? Communication. But they look like they have new people working here too. So the girl the other day, she's new, and this girl here looked like she's training and she's new. So this isn't really my favorite place to pick up food from, because they're not, I don't know, they're just not friendly. They're not communicative. They just, like, you're bothering them. They're kind of standoffish and they're not considerate. So that's just my opinion of the place. When I used to do my Uber Eats and Grubhub, I've picked up individual food from here, and they've always had that demeanor. So anyway, it's not ready, and I guess I'll just chill. But I'm gonna let Easy Cater, Zifty, know that the food isn't ready yet, and that it could be late on arrival. So I'll let you guys know. I'll get back with you when it starts to, or when they let me know that it's ready. I'll check back in about 8 more minutes to see if it's ready. All right, talk to you later. Oh, and another thing, y'all, as I write my miles down, when you accept an order that they offer you, it will have the mileage on it. And you can only claim, for tax purposes, the miles from the restaurant to the drop-off. So I like to write it down myself. To tell you the truth, oftentimes I don't look at how many miles they have on their end, what they say. But if I do remember to look at it, I'll compare the two and, of course, go by the higher one. But they will give you the miles from the pickup to the drop-off. But I was told by my tax preparer to write down your miles or use an app that, keeps up with your miles. And sometimes I forget to do that too. So I just rather, I keep this notebook in my purse or in my car, on the side pocket here in my car, and my pen, and I just write it down myself. And ideally, every month I'll add up the total miles. I said ideally because sometimes I'll wait 6 months, 3 months, or at the end of the year at tax time, and then I'll add it all up and do it that way. Depends on how much I do. If I do a lot like I used to, then I'll put I'll keep a chart on it. But now I just jot it down because I only do the catering now. I don't do the other Grubhub and Uber Eats and all that anymore. Not to say that I never will, because you never know, but as of now, for the last 7 months, I haven't done those, so, which is cool. I don't miss it per se. The money was good at one time, but now it seemed like it's not worth it. Plus, it's dangerous out here. A lot of people are moving here, and the roads are crowded, and people drive differently, and getting caught in traffic and trying to deliver people's food. Depends on the time of the day you go to. That makes a difference. And I used to do it mostly to have something to do, because as you know, I'm retired, so it takes some of the time from a mundane day. It gives me something to do. But now that we have our granddaughter, that's giving me something to do even the more. So I relish and I adore the time that we spend with her. So babysitting her has replaced going up and down these highways and byways. We had her yesterday for a few hours, and we'll see her tomorrow. So since that's the case, I decided to take this Easy Catered order and do this morning and go back home and do whatever I have to do, or run errands or what have you. So okay, while I'm waiting for this food, I guess I'll go check in another 5 minutes, because they're not going to come out and tell me. But anyway, y'all have a great one. I'll talk to you in a few. Okay, y'all, so I went back in, and that was perfect timing, because the young lady was putting the last of it in a bag and had it on the bar. And I bagged it all up, packed it up in my wagon, and now we are heading out to the delivery. And I forgot to mention too that I did contact Texas Zifty under their app to let them know that how long I waited, and that they told me it was 10 more minutes wait before they were ready with the food. And they said thank you, we will take note of it, and thanks for the update. So yeah, that's something that you need to make them aware of it too, if you should ever do this gig work. And so everything's in my trunk, and I checked off the list that you guys saw. You do have to check off that you believe you have everything that's on the list according to what's supposed to be in there, because you just don't know. You don't want to go peeking into the closed containers, or sometimes they'll label it though, like macaroni and cheese, they'll put mac, or you can see the bags and utensils and the plates and all that, but what's actually in the pans, you really don't know. You just have to go by the count of what they tell you. So I am on my way to, it's a veterinarian place. The drop-off time there was 11:30. The time now is 11:26, so I know I will not make it there at 11:30. So I'm hoping that Easy Catered or Zifty, I keep saying both because I think they're tied in. I think they're under the same people. And the next time I go to a restaurant for a pickup, I'm going to ask them, is this a Zifty order? Does it show up on your end as Zifty? Zifty, or is it Easy Catered? Because sometimes I'll arrive at a restaurant and they say, Easy Catered pickup? And I say, yeah, Zifty. So, and it's the same order that they said it was Easy Catered, so I don't know. But Easy Catered have their own app as well. So I think it's all tied in. And I've asked and they said no. But anyway, I am on my way to the veterinary place to drop off their lunch. And it'll probably be about 10 minutes late, but at least they get a free meal. Not a free meal, but they're getting their meal. All right. Just thought you guys should know. Bye.
No.
How's it moving before?
Is it the guy? Is it the little guy at the top?
Yes, it's the thing.
It's a fancy, snancy veterinarian clinic. And I delivered in their conference room while they had a conference, which was a little odd. But it worked. Exiting out. Let me show you around a little bit. Okay, explorers, that was a success in as much as setting up. It was a little unusual because I never set up in the conference room while they're having class, but it worked. It wasn't a room full of, I guess, future veterinarians, but it's a nice in there, nice establishment. It looks better than some people clinics, and this is for animals. So it took longer than it should have because the restaurant was not ready, but that's neither here or there. It worked. This delivery was $35 for 7 miles, plus the $5 additional they're giving me for waiting. So it worked out fine, and I'm pleased. So anyway, I am going to continue the rest of my day with God's blessing and coverage over me, my family, and you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And if you are not subscribed, please do so. And hit the like button on your way out. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Be blessed. Bye-bye.